Today we'll explore fume effect explosion, how it is done. Particular example we are taking is the missile, how it's gonna automate. Okay, so I'm taking a clip from Battleship where there is a missile, fire, and a smoke trail followed with it. Okay, so I'll just explain you how the particle system in the MAX is supposed to be. Okay, consider this is a missile and the fire and the smoke trail which follows it. Okay, in this particular clip, how this is done is the smoke is traveling in a circular curve, right? A particular curve path, and not just this, it is followed by 2, 3 another missiles, alright? Like this. Right? So, achieving this in 3ds Max is going to be a little different than usual particle simulations, right? So, what we have to do first is using PF source, we have to generate particle systems. Okay, single particle which is gonna emit from the particular surface, particular volume, and it will travel through a curve. Okay, and this curve, when it's traveling, it should follow with a particle trail also. Alright, that's how it's gonna be. Let's simulate this in the system right now. Okay, we're into 3ds Max now. Let's generate particle system first. Okay, so I've already done a basic particle system. I'll just show you what I've done. Okay, let's press 6 or particle flow. Okay, particle view. In this you're gonna see the first one is the birth event where I'm generating only one single particle. Okay, so for emit start is 0, emit stop is 25, and I'm emitting only one single particle. Alright, and that single particle has a speed of about 150, a variation of 50, and a little bit of divergence. Okay, and this particle system, this single particle has to generate a lot of trail, right? So spawn. What I'm doing is I'm just adding a spawn to this. Okay, so what spawn is basically is in a particular given time or a particular travel distance, it's going to create multiple objects, the multiple particle systems. All right, so after spawning, what's happening is I'm just scaling a little bit and I've animated this. This scale is nothing but particle is going to be big and small, that's all. So it depends upon the time duration. All right, and the force I've added, that is one wind and that is drag. Wind I've added because naturally gravity will be pulling down, so adding the wind, anti-gravity effect is going to create and the particles will be moving forward. Alright, and the drag is just to keep it grounded. Alright, so I'm going to show you the particle system, how it's going to simulate. If I hit play, or if I just scrub the timeline, you'll see a single particle will be followed with the trail of particles, right? Which is nothing but spawned. Okay, so you can see in the wind it's also wind. I'm not adding any strength, I'm just giving a little bit of turbulence and frequency. Okay, and the drag modifier also. Okay, I'm just giving a linear damping of the x-axis 6, y-axis 5, and z-axis 5. It's just a simple linear damping. Alright. Okay, so now to create this in a circular or the curvy path which I had explained before. Okay, first thing is we have to go inside and draw a curve, that is using splines. I'll just go in the line section. Okay, let me just draw a curve, a curved curve. Okay, I'll just click somewhere outside. I'll right click. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'll just make sure this particular particle system will follow the curve. So instead of using the same particle system, I'll just duplicate one. Okay, I'm going to use that. For example, just take the particle system, just move the curve a little above. Alright, I'll take the particle system, I'll go in the particle view. Okay, just zoom out a little bit. Okay, I'll just select entire stuff. Hold and press shift and just drag and leave, right? Which creates a copy. Don't go for instance, go for copy. Alright, now what I'll do, I'll press H, that is select by object type. Okay, I'll choose the second, that is PFS rocket smoke 01. Okay, I'll select the second one, I'll just move it a little aside towards the system also. All I have to do now is I have to make my particles move along this curve, and I'll just zoom in towards the second particle event. Okay, here instead of speed, okay, we have to use a speed icon. Okay, speed by icon. I'll go to animation, position controllers, path constraint. Okay, so as soon as I do that, I'll just select the curve. Okay, so you can see it's attached to the curve now perfectly. Right. So if I deselect everything, okay, and if I play my simulation, I'll just once play my simulation, you'll see particle and its trail are following the curve. On the FumeFX grid, I'll just drop a container, something like this, bigger container I'll use. Okay, so which is managing almost entire curve in the simulation. So maybe the width I'll just reduce a little bit, okay, and even the length reduce a little bit. Okay, in the helper section, I'll go for FumeFX. I have to somehow connect the particle system with the FumeFX container. So for that, I'll use particle source. Right. Just click on this particle source. I'll go into the modify panel, pick object. I'll just pick particular particle system. Okay. There is another particle system in my system right now, so I'll just click on that again and click this also. So now right now, both of these particle systems are part of my FFX particle source.
Sir, I have a question. Sir, how to increase the quality?
Okay. See, increasing the quality is in the general tab itself, which is in the spacing. Alright. So I'll show you. As I mentioned before, so the particular FumeFX works on the voxel. Just see what happens if I increase the spacing. Okay. So this particular simulation's gonna take lesser time, but will have no quality. Decrease the spacing. If I hit simulation button now, you will see better quality. So quality is nothing but related to spacing itself.
Sir, how to change the color of the file?
Okay, color of the file. Let's stop the simulation once. Okay, I'll just zoom in. Right. So in the FumeFX UI, there is a tab called as rendering. Alright. So in the rendering tab, if I go down, I'll find color for fire and the color for smoke. This is how where you're gonna change the color of the smoke and the fire both. Let's stop this simulation.